What's up, world? Welcome to the Jennifer Grace Show, where you can get unstuck, make shift happen, and not take life so seriously. Woohoo! The crowd goes wild. And my amazing guest today, Thea Sommer, who's like becoming a lifelong friend now. And yes, I'm old. I get to put my glasses on to read all about you, Thea.
Okay, go for it.
So Thea is a world-class master coach, international leadership consultant with 30 years experience as an Olympic-level trainer in the arena of human transformation. She is the creator of Beyond 10, a proprietary methodology designed to empower her clients, individuals, couples, small organizations, and large businesses to create results beyond what they have been able to achieve on their own. Welcome to my show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be
Happy
here.
to have you. And you've been on like all the JG shows. Were you on the Hay House show as well?
Yes.
Yes, Hay
Yes.
House. And then
Yes.
we had our webisode with our comedy. And then we had this show. So like this is the third incarnation of my show.
It's awesome.
Thank you for continuously showing up.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
of course.
All right. So today's topic is MaGoddess. And when I think of like the ultimate mom, like you always come up for me because of your
Thank you.
mothering of so many, right? And your incredible relationship with your boys, which always is like blows my mind the way you are with your kids, and also the work that you've done with mothers, with your incredible mother. What do you call it now?
Well, now I call it Freedom, Power, and Magic.
Yes.
A workshop for moms, but it was the Mom's Time Out workshop.
That's
I
right.
loved that.
Yep. Right. Yeah. Every mother needs time out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I decided to have Thea on today, just kind of in the spirit of Mother's Day. This is like the Mother Month. And I just love your theory that's behind mothers and goddessness. And I would love for you to just kind of open up and share a little bit about that.
Great. So first of all, it's really great to be here, and I love everything that you're doing and accomplishing, and being on this road with you. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
So the concept behind, I'm going to call it the Mom's Time Out workshop because that just
easier.
It's easier for me. And I originally started it because when my kids were about 2 and 3.5, I had a total meltdown, like a complete and absolute meltdown with them in the kitchen on a Sunday morning, and I just freaked out. And my 3.5-year-old Benjamin looked at me and said, "I hate you when you yell." And I said, "What did you say?" And he said, "I hate you when you yell." And I just lost it. I just started crying and crying. I said, "I know, I hate myself too." And, it was a very intense time, as mothering is, no matter what the age. And I thought to myself, I cannot possibly be the only one who feels like this. I can't be. And so, given the nature of my personality, I got a group of moms together, and I said, let's just talk about what the heck this is, man. You're pregnant, it's fabulous, or you're about to adopt a child, the biology of it certainly doesn't matter. And you're surrounded in this glow and this wonder and fear and all of that, but you're it. You're a goddess. And then all of a sudden you have your baby or babies, or you get your baby, and you enter into this world of parenting, and that all goes away.
Right.
Like that. And so after many interviews, I decided to do it as an actual workshop. And so the kind of bottom line is that we forget personally in our relationship to ourselves that as moms, and certainly dads, but I'm talking as a mom now, we're freaking goddesses. We are absolutely goddesses, and we forget because there's so much about being a mom and being a parent that is so challenging, and so many things that happen, And for the most part, we're not talking about it. We're not sharing about it. We're embarrassed. We're ashamed. We wish we were somewhere else. We're reacting and can't help it. So the point of the workshop is really to get back in touch, or maybe for some of us, first in touch with that space of being a goddess. And then maybe more importantly, remembering that all other moms are as well.
Yeah.
And having that guide our relationship with one another. And it's really magical. And I try to do it at least once a year because I need it.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
it's
the
so
point.
funny. It reminds me of Rumi's open secret. And he says we're all walking around and it's the open secret of, there's the two mothers at the playground. Like, how are you? Great. How are you?
Great.
Fine. Like, everything's great. And nobody's talking about, well, my kid's got dyslexia and my husband's having an affair, and nobody's talking about the hard stuff.
That's right.
And I love that that you create such a safe space for people to be able to just talk about the hard stuff and not
Yes.
feel like you're the only one going through it. I remember one of the exercises we did. Oh my God, that blew me away.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty mind-boggling. But you're right, Jen. I think the best thing about the workshop is that it is a safe space, and we do a lot of work to create that environment and to set people up to be there. Number one, with a willingness to open themselves up, but number two, with that nurturing space so that everybody can
Yes.
tell
yes.
the truth. Yeah. So
And kind of looking at, when you feel like that goddess, when you're pregnant and expecting and everybody's treating you and opening doors for you and adoring you, and then it all ends. Like, how does the, mother get the goddess back? Like, how does the goddess get her groove back? I
Yeah.
would love for us to kind of make a collection of ways to give ideas about that. So what's one way that you think?
Well, I think, without the kind of deeper digging in this conversation, because we
Yeah.
only have an hour, I would say the number one, the memory that you're not alone. That the same way you blink and you have to go to the bathroom, even though you might not want to talk about it, everybody is doing it. That is the same thing that is going on for each and every mom. So there's the memory for yourself, but an even better way, I think, is when you're out and about
Yep.
and you're looking at another mom and you catch yourself judging her, because you do, because I do, because that's
Yep.
what we do.
Yes. Why is she treating her child like
Or
this?
why
What
is she doing this? Or look at her. How did she get her body like that?
Right.
Right? So the negative, the positive, the self-judging, the judging other people is to approach that woman with an open heart and with kindness.
Yeah.
And, especially if she's having a hard time, right? Because we don't look at
Yeah.
each other online at the supermarket
Right.
when someone's flipping out with their kid, as opposed to, hey, you're good, you're golden. Can I do anything
Right.
for you?
Right.
And so I always find that the more that I'm reaching out to someone else and not having attention on myself, I'm so much better.
Yeah.
So I think that the real tip maybe is go connect with another mom.
Yes.
Right? So,
I love that.
yeah.
So our cameraman just changed the angle, and now
Oh.
my face is completely blocked.
Oh, no.
I mean,
your gorgeous face.
Are you kidding me?
They can't hear you. Audrey's texting me.
Oh, they're saying they can't hear me? Oh. Well, now they can't see me.
I don't know which is worse.
I don't know. If you look at this here,
I'm glad I'm not involved in the technology
right
today.
there, it looks really weird. Anywho, how else can mothers get their groove back? I just think also doing things for themselves, right? Like moms totally sometimes dive into their kids. We're having a technicality. Okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
Great.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe.
Boom. Thanks, Joe. Now it's like a shit show. There it is. Now it's good.
Okay, great.
Yay, we're back.
Jen's back. I've
I'm
been
back.
here.
She was always here.
They said there's a crackling noise in the sound. Like an amp turning.
There's a crackling noise in our sound.
Audrey, thanks for keeping us
Thanks,
right here.
Audrey.
Yep.
Woohoo! Anywho.
Anywho, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Get your groove back,
Get your
goddesses.
groove back,
Yeah. So
right.
getting back in balance. What are some of the ways, Thea, that when you feel out of balance, what do you do to get yourself back kind of centered?
Well, when I'm good enough to remember to get myself back, because honestly, sometimes I'm so far gone, I'm not even interested in getting back.
Yep.
And I have given myself room to be that way. I hope I don't stay that way for too long, you know?
Yep.
But when I really get interested in getting my groove back, now I can't hear myself.
Me neither. There, now I can.
Oh, that's because your phone says low battery. So once I get interested in getting my groove back, you know, number one is the discovery that I'm so far gone.
Yep.
Then it's having whatever space I need to remind myself that I have something to say about it, regardless of the circumstances or not. And then there are certain things that I do. There are certain people I call. For me, it's getting my nails done. But again, when I'm in it, I don't even want to get my nails done, right? So
Right.
it's kind of getting myself to that space of,
Yes.
oh man, I don't really want to live my life like this. So whether it's, you know, the standard things, which are like meditating or journaling or
Right.
getting a massage or, you know, walking in nature, everybody has the things that they do. But I think that the biggest piece is the recognition and the commitment to, I don't want to live like this. And I really do have something to say, but really about the way that I'm doing and feeling.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And also to have like a friend or a partner or somebody that's close to you that you feel safe enough to say,
to
you know what,
really
can you
say,
let me know when I'm out and I'll let you know when you're out, and
Yeah.
like that we could do that for each other. Like, you're really off today. Like, what's going on? So Cole used to be that for me.
yes.
Just like mommy,
Just
I hate when you
you
yell.
And my kids really are
Yeah.
that for me, which I think is not necessarily for everybody.
Yeah.
Because calling each other out is a challenging thing, but
Yeah.
that's the way I've decided to parent.
Yep.
So my kids, you know, and my partner for sure, but my
Yes.
friends, you know, that's how I've set up my
Oh yeah.
relationships. So,
Like, just be truth.
yeah,
Just be real with me. Let me know.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Um,
And if I snap at you, don't take it personally.
right.
Hang in there with me, please.
Yeah, I'm just in a crappy mood.
Right.
And I also think, I'm sure you've read A Gift from the Sea.
Yes, but so long ago that I can't remember.
It's like a good reread. It's
Okay.
one I've read it like probably over the last 10 or 15 years, probably 7 times at different times in my life.
Great.
And it was written by Amelia Earhart, her partner in crime, Charles. I'm forgetting his name, but it was his wife that wrote it. Annie something. Gift from the Sea. I'll think of it later.
Right.
But she wrote this in the 50s, and it's timeless wisdom, I really think, for mothers, right? And she also talks about marriage and family. She had 5 kids, and all the different phases that you go through in your partnership and with children and all of this. And she kind of goes into the metaphor of shells and sea and all of that. But her big takeaway in the book is that every year, and back in the 50s, this was probably really out there, she would leave her family and her husband,
Wow.
Lindbergh, Charles Lindbergh and Annie Lindbergh. So she would leave her husband and family and go for a week to the ocean by herself. And
I have the
sometimes,
chills.
right, her sister would join for a few days. But like, what a gift to give yourself as a mother, as a partner, you know, leading a family, just to go away like that. To me, a lot of people would think that's the most selfish thing you can do, but yet it's
I
not a
also
selfless
think that
thing.
what many people would think beyond selfishness is that it's such a scary thing to do.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah.
that if there are some people naturally who being by themselves for long periods of time is just their gig?
Yeah.
But for most people, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
And then I think that there comes a time where you realize that developing that within yourself,
Yep.
which takes going away,
Yep.
is important. But, you know,
I love that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so important.
Yeah,
to
for
do
some
your
people
own.
going and taking a day or an hour or an
Yeah,
afternoon
is something.
on their own
Yep.
without anybody or anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Awesome. So we'll talk about your mom's workshop at the end. I
Okay.
want you to give people
Great.
information
I would love
about
to do that.
But I would love, you have created, such an incredible career that you've had over 30 years of coaching when people didn't even know what coaching was.
Right.
Right? They're like, oh, football? You're like, no. And now on every street corner, there's a coach.
That's right.
Yay. No judgment. And um, so I'm so curious, let's like rewind
Oh boy.
the ages of Thea, right? And so you were born, so Thea and I are 10 years apart.
We are.
She's 27 and I'm 17. Now,
Plus 30.
we look amazing, I think, for our ages. I think we look
I think so
hot
too. I
as
think so too.
shit.
I know.
Yeah, I think we do. So if we were to rewind to, maybe not, I don't know, would you want to do the first 10 years or more go into those teen years?
Whatever
'Cause
you
that's
want.
when it gets really
Oh no,
interesting.
well, yeah, it's
But
pretty
it is pretty
interesting
interesting.
up till 10 too.
So let's start. You were born in 1960, correct?
61.
61, because I
April
was
of 1961 on
Okay.
King Street in Manhattan in
nice.
Soho.
Oh, cool. You were so cool back then. You were like way ahead of your time.
Way ahead of my
Coaching,
time.
living in Soho. I love it. So what was life like for little Thea in Manhattan in Soho?
Well, I
In the
think
60s.
Right, in the 60s. I think for the first year and a half of my life, I have been told it was fantastic because it was just me and my mom.
Yeah.
And then when my brother was born, there were some challenges. And that was like the break.
Yeah.
But the real thing, because we moved to Chelsea.
Even
when
cooler.
When I was 4, we moved to Chelsea. And Chelsea was not what it is now. But so in 1965, we moved to Chelsea, and my parents got divorced. And kind of the story is that my dad said, fine, you can leave me, but I'm keeping the kids.
Right.
My mom was 23 and my dad was 38. So my father
Oh.
in 1965 was a single parent in Manhattan with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. My dad
Wow.
was like, right. And my mom just really needed to go kind of do her thing in the 60s. So
Yeah.
she lived on a commune and she was an actress and she was a waitress and it was crazy sex, drugs, rock and roll time. And we were very involved in that. I lived on a commune for a while. And so it was really kind of
Do you remember
crazy.
that?
I do.
Yeah.
I
You're like,
do.
I do.
I do. I do.
Was it Osho's community?
No, it wasn't. It was called Keystone. It was an actors community up in upstate New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Was there like craziness going on
Yeah.
around you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Real craziness. Real craziness.
Do you have like imprint memories of
Yes,
certain
I do.
episodes?
And I have pictures.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
So, there's a lot of name dropping I could do about who
Yeah.
was on that commune with us, but I won't. And
wait, side note, have you seen Wild Wild Country?
no.
Oh my God.
Okay, so now Wild Wild Country and A Gift from the Sea. Sev, you're my memory
Yes.
now because I won't remember these
Yes.
things. Okay.
Wild Wild Country is, you know who Osho is?
Yes,
Okay.
Oh, yes, I have.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I wrote all of them. I totally
Amazing.
binge watched it. Excuse me, I just couldn't remember the name. But
Yes.
yes,
Yes. That
yes.
was my, so it was kind of,
it was yeah.
wow.
Yeah, but it was an actors community, and it was on the farm. So there were all these farmhouses, and there would be shows that would then be done at the Judson Church, and in the city. And yeah, it was crazy, and my craziness started when I was 6. So
6 years old. Okay.
yeah, and then when I was 10, I had a real violent kind of thing happen. My parents weren't around, so that is a definite imprint. So
Yep.
up till 10 years old, it was pretty radical for me.
Yeah. And then while this stuff was happening, were your parents like mindful to get you any therapy?
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Don't
Okay.
talk
Just
about
checking
anything.
in on that.
Yeah, have really, really tragic, horrible, violent things happen, but don't talk about it.
Right, right.
'Cause,
Don't
you
talk
know,
about it. It's
don't
fine.
talk about it. Yeah, the first time I got suspended, that in and of itself, that's like a good line. Oh, sorry. That's a good line. Something had happened, and I was told that I needed to go to school in the 5th grade the next day, and I was a little bit in a bad mood because
Yeah.
it was bad what had happened that night.
Right.
And we were lining up outside the classroom. I was at PS 41 on 11th Street and 6th Avenue in the Village. And my teacher said, Thea, get up against the wall. And I looked at her and I said, F you. I don't know if I can say it on air. And she said, what did you say? I said, do you really want me to repeat that? You didn't hear me?
Oh my God.
Yep, just like Benny. And I was like, F you. She said, go to the principal. I'm like, fine. Because this horrible thing had
Yeah.
happened the night before and nobody told anybody. And so,
Wow.
yeah, so that was
fifth grade.
fifth grade.
Then what happened next?
Oh, God, Jen, really? Okay, so
Then the 70s.
then the 70s.
So
Let's
now
see.
you're, going into your teen years.
Yeah, I'm going into my teen years, and the end of the story is I ended up being a dope addict. And the beginning of the story is I started very, very young, and I was kicked out of school for fighting because, I thought I was a part of a gang for a long time.
Oh, you had like the accent. You did that?
I did that.
Oh my
and
God. Do you have video of you from then?
Not video.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple pictures.
Yeah.
And so then I went away on one of those outbound canoe trips.
Oh, the Outward Bound
Outward
kids?
Bound kids, but I totally lied and said that my knees collapsed so that they could take me home.
Oh my God.
So they had to send a float plane to the middle of Canada. Oh yes, they did, because I totally lied and said I couldn't walk. I completely lied. I went like a gang member and I came back a hippie. And
Cool. All right,
I know.
so it worked.
It worked.
I have a friend that wants to send her nephew there. So
Yeah,
Outward
don't
Bound.
take my experience as anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
because maybe not.
yeah. I wouldn't say that. It was me, not Outward Bound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So where are we now?
So
I
so
come
now
back.
you come back. You're
Yeah.
a hippie.
I'm a hippie, and I'm majorly into drugs. And
Right.
So this is the 70s, and it's wild and it's chaotic, and my parents aren't around. you know.
Right.
So those next several years are
A blur.
no. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. But they were very, 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 very intense. And,
Yeah.
by the grace of God, I am alive. That's kind of how intense it all
Right.
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah.
And then 17, what happens?
At 17, well, it's not quite at 17 it happened. So at 17, I lived, at 16, I lived in LA for 10 months. Thank goodness, because my soul sister, best friend, that's where I got her, and lots of dear, dear friends. And then I came back to New York, and I finished school, but I was so out of it by that point. And I have a lot of friends from that time. It's pretty incredible. And then I took a year off between high school and college and went to Europe with my 30-year-old boyfriend. And
How old were you?
18.
Yeah. Got it.
And came back, tried to go to NYU, but I was too high. And then things happened, detox, rehab, back. And this is, now detox and rehab, it's all the rage, thank God. There's
Right.
lots of opportunities. It wasn't like that then. I did that in the South Bronx, so it was very challenging. And I didn't make it through that either.
You had
and
to be
then-
picked up and floated out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's right. Except on the A train from South Bronx back to Manhattan.
Oh, my
But my
God.
father wouldn't take me back home. It probably was the war. I can't
Wow.
I get so choked up when I think about him getting
Yeah.
that phone call. And he said, "I can't take you back, Thea. I can't do it." Oh,
He had to let you fall.
right there on 27th Street and 8th Avenue at the payphone.
God.
And
Wow.
yeah, I know. God bless him and everybody else
Parent
who
that has
deals
to
with
do that. Yeah.
So then I said, fine, I'm going back to LA. And I got to LA with $300 in my pocket. And I stayed with my friend Andrew, and I ironed his shirts. That's how I
Okay.
paid rent. I ironed shirts, but I was still really doing very, 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 heavy drugs.
Yeah.
And then literally in an afternoon, went to sleep, woke up a day later, sat bolt upright in bed, and said, I'm done, out loud, to no one. I was by myself, which wasn't often back in those days, but I
Right.
really was. And I stayed in that room by myself for 3 days and, did what one does when they're addicted to drugs and kind of got that through my body. I don't even know
Wow.
how. And really figured out that I know I needed to meet new people. I didn't know about a 12-step program or anything. I don't know how I went through rehab and I didn't know about a 12-step program, but
Wow.
that is the case. And so at any rate, I had done the S training in New York and remembered that there were cool people and called and said, hey, is there any volunteer work or anything I can do? And then from that point on, was a staff member for 17 years.
with Warner.
Yes, with Werner initially, and then, the S training became Landmark in the Forum, and for 10 years I was in the centers, and for 7 years I was one of the Forum leaders, and so I got to travel around the world leading those transformational programs and training other people to do it, and really,
Doing it.
doing it. So that gets me to my late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you have your kids. And maybe, is that when you decided not to travel as much?
No, it wasn't that. No, it
No.
had nothing to do with that. When I was, I guess, let's see, Benny was born in 99. So in 98, I was leading the Forum, and I just, really decided that I was complete with it. And,
Yeah.
that's a whole other story that I don't need to get into, but it was an incredible, incredible ride.
Yeah.
And I left, and Matt, who I was married to, I came home, and I was like, what am I going to do? He said, why don't you sleep for a while?
Oh.
You're going for a long,
Yeah.
ride. And, he came home from work, and he said, we could have a baby. And I was 37. I was like, okay, I didn't think I could get pregnant because of
Right.
things that had happened previously.
Right.
And within 6 weeks, I was pregnant with Benny.
Oh my gosh.
Serious.
Wow.
So people sometimes think that I left as a Forum leader because of that, but
Yeah.
I didn't. This is the story for those of you who are still wondering. And so 6 weeks later, I was pregnant with Benny, and then I had Benny at 38, and then I had Jeremy when I was 39.
Wow. I want to go back to leading the Forum and being with, I've always been in awe of people that take, who do those trainings and lead those trainings because of that. I know as a student of those trainings how intense it is. And, I've been coaching for 10 years, and that's always been like, wow, like the mastery that you have to hold a room of 100 people going through this deep process, and so how did you, and this is just me as a coach in
Yeah.
wonderment, like
Sure.
how did you manage yourself with all of that energy, like all that stuff, how did you stay balanced doing that kind of deep work with so many people at the same time?
So you're not talking about in the room how that works. You're talking about how you manage yourself after?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Because I'm sure when you're in the room, you're just in it.
You're just in
right?
it.
But like afterwards, were you able to like...
It honestly, for me, and I don't know about any other leaders of transformational programs, it wasn't a deal.
Yeah.
I was on an airplane every Wednesday for like
Right.
45, weeks a year. And
Yep.
people would go, oh my God, how do you do that? It wasn't even a thing.
Got it.
It was just my life.
Yeah.
Kind of like, how do you drive in traffic, or how do you be behind a camera, or
Yeah.
how do you do that? So I was so nurtured by my life that I could do this.
Yeah.
The same way people come to me, as I'm sure they come to you and say, oh my God, how do you all day long, every single day, listen to people talking about their problems?
Right.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's so magnificent. It's amazing. And so it's not something I have to manage.
Got it.
I mean, I think as I get older, I'm like definitely notice a little something, something. But all joking aside, it's not something I need to manage. I don't know how
Yeah.
to answer it other than that.
That's a great answer because people obviously ask me too, because I do group coaching and it's
Right.
not on that level where I have 100 people in the room, and I have nothing. Like, I'm like, okay, great class, love you guys. And I'm off and I'm in my life. And,
Right.
and then it's not that I have a lack of empathy or care. It's just I'm complete with the course. And then
Right.
I'm over here and
Yeah.
I'm doing this with you, or I'm with Sev or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess some people carry that energy.
And
some
I
people
think that, when people say, oh my goodness, coaching is so amazing, it's really one of those things that both having a coach and being a coach is not for everybody.
don't. Right.
Because you have to really want to do that work, either because you're being with someone as they work through stuff, or you're willing to go to that place to work through stuff.
Yeah.
And so it sounds great, and especially these days, as you said, really sexy.
Yeah.
But it's sexy to run a marathon too.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
it's just
it's
not
hard
for
work.
everybody. It's
No,
work. So.
It is.
Yeah.
And also work on ourselves. Like I'm always,
Always.
not always though. Like I dip in every few years and I'll do some deeper work and then I kind of come out. And then that takes me to my own next level.
right.
So now the kiddos are born, the
Yeah.
little babies.
The little woos.
And
yeah.
what was that like being a mom?
Oh my goodness. It was so remarkable. It still is so remarkable. And, you know, I think, number one, that I waited as long as I did and I had done as much work, thank God, as I did on myself is one thing. But the other thing is I think that because my own mom made the choices that she did.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not just saying this to say it, but I know that I am who I am today, which I'm really happy about because of all those experiences. So this has nothing to do with her. But it became so very important to me to be in their world. And that became kind of my focal point, was a willingness to be in their world and a willingness to share my own with them.
Yeah.
So that it's been delightful. It's been hard as shit.
Yeah, it's the hardest job.
It's the hardest, and it is so fantastic. And each stage of life, like I was afraid of the terrible twos, but they were the terrific twos. And I was terrified of them being teens because I was such a bad one. And it has been magnificent.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I think I'm lucky because I've really, for the most part, boys, if you're listening, you know, incredible kids.
You do.
But I also have I'm surrounded by a village of people who love my sons.
Yeah,
and
right.
We've set it up like that. So,
Yep, that's awesome.
yeah.
And then you're coaching now.
I'm coaching now. So I started Beyond 10 when I was pregnant with Benny. So that's always how I know how long I've had my... So I was with Landmark in the S training for 17 years, and now Benny's about to turn 19. So I started Beyond 10 when I was 20. So
Wow.
20 years ago, I started my coaching business.
That's amazing.
It's
And I
amazing.
know you're just always in your flow with it. and
Yes. Yep.
You don't market, and she doesn't do YouTube videos
No.
and Facebook ads, and she doesn't post, and she just, it's just referral. It's word of mouth.
100%. And I'm
Yep.
so very, 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 very grateful every single day because I couldn't deal with all that technology. But no. But even before then, when coaching really wasn't a thing, and being quite pleased at what I've watched happen, but also knowing that it's a little dicey because we're an unregulated industry. So I think people have to be very cognizant of that.
Yeah.
But it has been 100% referral. And for the most part, I'm book solid. And,
Nice.
But the opportunities that I've had and the people and the groups and the different things that I've gotten to do, I really think that Beyond 10 is my company is its own entity.
Yeah.
And if I just keep doing the right thing for Beyond 10, it just takes me on this ride.
Nice.
So,
Good things.
Yeah.
Yay. So we're going to go to a little musical break. And today we have a very special song that was co-written by my man, Sev Sanders, 40 Pro. And the name of this song is Gypsy Lady. And it's my favorite song. You're going to love it.
yay.
Hit it, Joe.
I left Nashville, barely 18, on a Greyhound heading north, Windy City, Colorado. Hung my hat on the mountain floor. Just took enough time for me to realize there's plenty of time for me to live my life. Meditated, contemplated, several times I thought I could fly. I met a gypsy lady, she said, baby, I'm headed to Cali, would you like to ride? I said, maybe, she said, Vegas, on the way we'll have a hell of a time. So we traveled for months, just following the sun, coast to coast across the Mississippi mud. Turn that Greyhound into a tour bus, open roads and blue skies above. I met a gypsy lady, believe she saved me. Taught me the stars and how to read the signs. I saw the world, touched the sun, helped me find my peace of mind. It was gypsy lady. She said, baby, headed to Cali, would you like to ride? I said, maybe. She said, Vegas, on the way, we'll have a hell of a time. So we traveled for months, just following the sun, coast to coast across the Mississippi mud. Turn that Greyhound into a tour bus, open roads and blue skies above. I met a gypsy lady, I believe she saved me. Taught me the stars and how to read the signs. I saw the world, touched the sun, helped me find my peace of mind. It was the finest day of our life, the day the darkness turned into light, and we were young and out of our minds, and we were high on love. Yeah, we were.
All right.
Wow,
Woohoo!
Sev, man.
Sev.
You are the real deal.
See?
That's serious.
Isn't that an awesome song?
I mean, but it really, you know how you like, oh, it's your, your guy. So
No.
of course it's going to be
that's a
good.
good
No,
song.
No,
that's
that's a
like
good- that's a hit
really, yeah, it is.
yeah.
It is.
It's going to be in his new movie, The Karaoke King.
Okay,
I
great.
declare that.
Okay.
Is it, babe? Are you going to put it in there?
I think so.
All
Yeah.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
good.
He just wrote his first full feature. Yep.
Rock star,
We're
man.
going out to La La Land. Yep. I love La La Land.
Yeah, me too.
As soon as the plane lands, my self-esteem plummets 10 points. I'm like, why aren't I at least in the top 3 best-looking people in this bar? No, I'm in the lower
Oh,
3.
really?
No, I'm only kidding.
Okay, good.
It's a little tough though. It's a tough crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah. Whatevs.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very excited.
Yeah,
It's
you
gonna
should be.
fun.
You're going to have fun.
Yeah. So you are writing a book.
I am. My goodness.
Exciting.
It
I
is.
mean, you've got many books inside of you.
Well,
hence
I've got-
the book you just told us about.
Right, that's right. Well, that's 60 pages done. So that will be
Done one day.
one day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this book, tell us about this book.
Oh, this is so exciting. And I just really realized that it's going to be a book and not a blog, but
Not right now, though.
not
Prior to this conversation.
prior to, oh, right,
Yes.
not in this moment, like a week ago.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know the actual title, but it's something like College Tips. Okay. So
Yeah.
here's the background. Benjamin, my oldest son, just completed his freshman year at college at Penn State.
Amazing.
Yay, Benny.
Go, Benny.
And for like 4 months before he left, I think I had a breakdown. It was like one of the most challenging times of my life. And I had heard about it.
Yes.
Really, I'd heard
Yeah.
about it, but I thought,
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I'm telling you, this thing took me out.
Wow.
I
My
was
mom, too,
down.
tells me it leveled her.
It leveled me, and I had I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And Jeremy was still there, and
Right.
Karen, my partner, her son's so
Yeah.
it was so overwhelming. So anyway, in May, so about a year ago, he said,
Mm-hmm.
"Mom, would you write me a how-to manual for college?
Oh,
just
it was
about
his
everything."
idea.
It was his idea.
I love it.
Because I was helping him do laundry, and he was asking me
Okay,
about something.
yeah.
I'm like, "Sure." I couldn't do it. And, Jen knows, I love to write, and
Yeah.
I'll do anything for my kids. And it took me 5 months to do it. Like,
Wow.
I wouldn't do it. And every day I would think, write Benny's thing. So when I was on the way to Parents' Weekend in September or October, I was on the plane, and I was like, okay. And I took out my phone, and I came up with 133 tips, and I did it in 30 minutes.
See, you could even write your book in a month.
I could, in a
You
month.
could. Yeah.
Not even a month,
I
right?
know.
So literally. And so I've had a handful of people read them, including Jen, and luckily enough, everybody laughs and cries and
Yep.
says, "Oh my God, you have to share this." So I have decided to self-publish.
Woo!
I know, it's so exciting.
Now, why are you self-publishing?
Because I don't know any other option. I suppose I could find a publisher.
in my opinion,
Yes.
my dear friend Michael Hilf is trying to call me, which means he doesn't realize that I'm on the radio right now and he should be watching. But that's okay. We're going to give him a pass.
Right. In your opinion.
So, in my opinion, when you are with a traditional publisher,
Yes.
you have an access to millions of people.
Right.
And when you do it yourself, it's a smaller amount, especially if you're not that Facebooky marketer person, right?
Yes.
And I think the concept is so tremendous
I
that
do
if
too.
I were you,
Yep.
I would write the book proposal, which is a very simple kind of formulated 8-section document where it's everything from just meet the author, a chapter summary, 3 samples, and, your marketing and promotion.
Maybe I'll talk to my friend Jen about kind of guiding me with
Who,
that.
me?
Yeah.
Sure. And then you have an agent, shop it around to their connected publishers. Well, that's funny that Michael Hilf was calling. That might be a sign because I know somebody in his family is big at HarperCollins. So got a connection there. My agent knows peeps. We can hook you up with my literary agent,
and
Estella.
that woman, Estella, who
Yeah,
I've talked to.
you've talked to.
Yes, I forgot about that.
That's right.
Okay, well, we can talk about this
I
offline.
think you
'cause
go
I'm
big or go
total-
home. And if it doesn't happen, it's going to get self-published. But at least go for the big where you can have distribution and it's in Barnes and Nobles and you don't have to
Be great.
pay. When you do self-publishing, you put out the money. When they do it, they give you a $10,000 advance.
Right.
So we like that.
We like that a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, the idea of that is cool. It's
It
low
is.
battery.
We're just going to push that. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
Very
right.
nice. Excellent. What's Michael Hilf saying? He's texting
He's
us.
voicemailing.
Okay.
It's voicemail. I can
All
see
right.
because of my glasses.
All good.
All right. So anyway,
So-
I'm really excited.
Yes.
Because it's really good. And
I know.
everything I've searched, Amazon and everything else, and the books I found, some of them are really great, but there's not
Yeah, this
Yeah.
exact. Yes.
So it's
And
really
I am
good.
a mother of a son who's about to go off into the world.
Yeah.
He's actually considering college right now. Can you believe it? That was like
Really?
off
Wow,
the
that
table.
was off the table.
He found a school. Well, actually, my mom found a school that's in the Florida Gulf Coast.
Great.
The campus is on the beach, literally.
Perfect.
They do everything outside. They have a marine biology department that he can go with the dolphins and do
Go
all
Cole.
and then
Go
every
Cole.
other semester he can travel. They have the World is Your Oyster program where you can go to it.
Shit.
I know.
I wanna go
Seb,
to that
Seb
school.
said the same thing. He goes, I want to go to that college.
I do
So
too.
I think we're gonna possibly
Great.
apply.
Listen,
We'll see
Cole,
what
whatever you
happens.
do, buddy.
We love you.
And it'll be great. You're great.
Yep, he's the man. So anyway, I want this book for him.
Yes,
And
you
I
do.
know there's a lot of other moms that are going to want this. So
Yeah.
should we play a little game with it? Like
We
I'll
should.
guess.
Yep.
There's 100 and how many?
I took 125 and based on my cousin's advice, and he's really good he's an author. I've been trying to cut it down. So I'm down. You can do somewhere between 1 and 108.
Oh, see, 108 is that magic
I like
number
that.
too, because that's how many malas there are. Beads on the mala. 108 is a spiritual number.
That's what I cut it down to. That was my first cut. Was
Oh my-
108.
and you didn't even know
I didn't
that.
even know that.
You're so
Oh
spiritual.
my God! I know I have the chills.
Yeah, like Elizabeth Gilbert in Eat, Pray, Love. She does 108 chapters.
You know
as
what?
well.
See, I have no
You and
no
Liz.
idea. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So give me
I'm just going to go to my birthday, December 29th, number 29.
number 29. I hope it's a good one.
Let's see.
Okay. So number 29 is. Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yay.
Sometimes.
Speak into the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes we just need time to be alone. Sometimes we just need to be with friends, having fun. Sometimes we just need to see the ocean or the mountains and breathe. Sometimes we need to let off steam. Sometimes we need to push ourselves. Sometimes we need to give ourselves a break. Sometimes we need to give people another chance. Sometimes we need to not have certain people in our lives. Get the point?
I love it.
That's 29.
Done. All right. So now, well, we'll have to do Seb's number. 40.
40.
40 Pro.
Okay, 40 Pro. Let's see.
Is it perfect?
Always have a sewing kit, nail clippers, chapstick, gum or mints, your charger, and sunglasses.
That's Sev. No, you don't understand. He always has those things. He's got this hilarious like roll down. Like Sev, if we've never been in a fight still. It's almost 4 years, not
Yeah,
one
it's
bicker,
like-
not nothing.
right.
But if we were, and if he were to leave, he could be gone in 60 seconds flat. Like his shit is so tight. He'd be like, get the roll up, gone. No trace.
Okay, that's
None.
number 40.
But when I met him, he had this ridiculous like kit, right?
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Witch hazel. I'm like, what do you do with this? Anything you need, Sev has it.
Yeah, so does Karen.
Yeah.
She's the logistics manager. That's what she calls herself. She's a logistics
I
manager.
love it.
All right, you want
I
one
love
more?
it.
Pick the number.
I might want more than one more.
Okay, give me. I'll give you.
Let
I
me
love
give you.
sharing it. Go ahead. 9.
Are we allowed to pick 9?
Yeah, because when I
flew
printed
away.
everybody, 9 flew away. So I don't have numbers 4 through 9. So pick any
How
other
about
number.
Cole's age 17?
17. Oh. Think carefully before going into business with a friend or family member. You can pretty much rest assured that the dynamic of the relationship will change, sometimes for the worse. Make sure you are willing to possibly pay that price. Money can do crazy things to people.
Can I tell you something
You can-
weird?
you can
so
tell me anything.
One of my closest friends, she's going through major drama, family business. Like she's not in it, but her whole family, and it's really upsetting. And this morning, okay, it was funny. I thought, because Cole's always like, we should do retreat companies together. We should family businesses. And I thought, God, I see what she's going through and the stress. I could never do a family business. And
Yeah,
that was
and there-
17.
And that was Cole.
It's almost like angel cards,
Right?
We're pulling them.
Yep.
All right, let's do one more. Joe, what number should we pick?
99.
99.
Okay.
Drum roll. These are so good.
Lists and time management can turn around any experience of overwhelm. Doing them before you're overwhelmed is the real ticket.
Love it. Words of wisdom from a mother to her son.
That's a
That's a
kind,
catchy
that's a kind
title.
of good title.
Yeah.
That's kind
Words
of good.
Wisdom from
Yep.
a mother to her son.
Yes. So I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Because, when you read them through, it's just, and I was writing an email to kind of share it, and I thought, I hope they're sinking in for Benny. And then I thought, wait a minute, this is what he's already inside of, because this is what he's been hearing his whole life. There's,
Right.
It's literally
Yeah.
with like, brrr, it was a download
Yep.
of the world.
It's so fun getting those downloads.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was,
And so you see it as like a bitty book, right? A
I
small,
see it as a
nice,
small.
Yep. Take with you and carry.
Yep. And I think that obviously it's for my son who went away to college, but I think all of us.
I just got a brilliant idea.
Go for it.
Another one.
Of course.
In the back of the book, it could be some blank pages that you invite the person to write some of their own words of wisdom.
Oh, that's very good.
I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah, that's a good
great.
one.
Yeah.
It's a great gift. It's like the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah. No kidding.
And you can just open it up any day,
Any day,
any page.
anything.
And that's how you talk about it in the beginning. This is not to be read. It's great on the potty. It's great. da-da-da-da. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's us.
it's not. No, it's them.
Okay.
There's feedback.
Sorry about the feedback.
Sorry. Well, there's
Sorry.
nothing we can do on our end right now. Hold
Okay.
on, let me see what time it is. Oh, okay. So I've got some questions for you.
Okay. I love this. I'm having so much fun,
Isn't this
Jen.
fun?
It is.
So this week is week 4 in the Insight Journey that I teach, which you have also taken.
I have taken.
Yes,
It's
she
incredible.
has. And in week 4, you have to ask penetrating questions to a stranger, an acquaintance, or a loved one.
Oh.
And the reason why we do this is because we're, kind of getting people out of the small talk. Let's not talk about the weather. Let's go deeper. And so here are some that my students have come up with over the years. So I'm going to ask them to you.
Wonderful.
So number 1, if you could pack your bags right now and travel anywhere in the world, right? Money's no object, time's no object, nobody's going to miss you. Where would you go? This is a first response.
The Greek islands.
Yes. Yes. My friends are there right now.
Wow.
And they're Marco Poloing me. I got to teach you how to do this with your kids. It's really
Okay.
fun. It's like a video text.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'm getting these pictures. It's amazing.
Nice.
Okay. This is an interesting one. If you couldn't do your profession, like it didn't exist, right? what other profession would you be doing and why?
Can I have two?
Sure.
Okay. I would want to work at Starbucks.
Okay, I like
Because-
that. Tell me why.
Well, and I'd want to be in one of the positions where I could talk to people without other people getting mad because it's taking time.
Yep.
Because I just think, I don't know. I
Should
just
be a
think people
Starbucks
get
coach. That's like a
right.
loophole.
No, I just think that it's a cool
Fascinating.
kind of fascinating space. And then I think that the other thing that I would do is somehow be involved with the music industry because I am one of those people
Yes,
that music
is life.
it doesn't touch my soul. It grabs it and wrings it, and I mean,
Yeah.
I am on the music ride, and
Yes.
am very grateful for the depth that it
You
in which
have
it
the
touches
best
me.
playlists.
Right?
It was so funny because we're going on retreat. You're coming with me.
Yes, I am.
Yep, up to see
Yes.
Michael Singer June 6th through the 10th.
Yeah.
And I have you and Mike Lykoff. I mean, when I tell you this man's playlist,
Yeah.
OMG.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was
Yes.
like, I don't need to prepare any music. Remember the other day, I was like, I need yoga music. I need this music. And then I was like, I don't need Shinola. I have
Right.
Thea and Mike.
Yeah.
So be prepared. We're going to hook you up to my Wonder Bomb.
Ah,
And I like to do yoga to different kind of trippy music. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have a
Okay.
lot of
So
fun.
make a note, please, because I want to
Yeah.
actually create a
Gift
playlist
from the
for it.
sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Playlist for funky yoga.
For funky yoga, yes. Okay, great. And I'm so glad Karen's doing yoga. She's going to be limbered up and ready.
Well, and she always can do like almost a split before even ever yoga. So she's a little athlete.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So if you could, excuse me, invite 4 people to dinner, they're dead or alive, wherever, who would you invite?
My dad.
Yeah,
miss
it'll be good to see
That
him.
would be so good.
Yeah.
Obama.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Barack Obama.
Yep.
Just so I could express love.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Downs.
Who's that?
My mentor,
Oh,
who passed like 8 years ago now.
yeah.
And maybe my grandmother, my grandma Bella. Except for Barack.
Yeah, I
They've
was
all
about to say
passed.
family or
yeah,
friends.
people that I'd like to connect with at this point in my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, and catch them up.
Catch them up and also hear what they have to say
Yeah, about everything.
about everything.
Very cool. Have you seen David Letterman's new show?
One of them I saw.
Did you see the Barack one?
I did.
Okay.
Incredible.
The other ones are that's the only one we haven't seen yet is the Barack one, but
Oh,
I
boy.
can't wait.
Yeah.
And what a great show.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love his beard too. He's so funny.
It's so funny.
So, what's the one thing you want to accomplish that you haven't yet before you die?
Only one? Publishing a book.
Yeah, great. And you're going to
And-
get that done this year.
I'm going to get that done.
And then you're going to have a couple more.
Well, I think just something with the boys and watching their life and
Yeah.
seeing the way that they engage
Yep.
without all of this
Right.
out there.
Like
I
on their own.
really want to accomplish seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Great.
Yep.
And if you could obliterate one thing in the world, what would it be?
God, there's only one. I don't know. Addiction.
Addiction. Yeah. That's something near and dear to you. Yep. Got it.
Of
And
all kinds.
Of all kinds.
Of all
Exactly.
kinds.
Because
Whatever that world is that takes you to those places that are
Right.
so,
that you can't come back.
yeah. Or you can, you know,
Right,
but
but
it's
you
food,
go
it's
in.
money, it's whatever.
Yeah. Video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Candy Crush.
Yeah. Shut up.
Listen, it's better than the alternative.
That is true. Better than heroin. I'll
Yes.
take Candy Crush all day long.
You get your Candy Crush.
Yeah.
If you could live in any other era besides this one, which would it be?
Where is it really
go
comfortable
back.
and easy where you don't have to like work too hard?
In the future.
In the future. I don't really want to live in the future, but maybe
This is why I know you so well, because I thought you would say, I don't want to go
yeah,
back.
Yeah, no. But
No.
like maybe Victorian times if I was like royalty or something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And if they make a movie about you one day,
Oy.
what's the title?
I can't think of one. You have to think of one because you're the one who knows how to market.
From Brooklyn to the moon.
No.
Oh, you're not from
yeah,
Brooklyn.
I'm not from
I
Brooklyn.
am.
I'm from Manhattan. But, like kind of like she's still here and
Yeah.
it's still possible. Not
Yeah.
It wouldn't be about, it would be, it's still,
We're going to
it's
work on that.
possible.
We're going to
Yeah.
put a pin in that.
Huh?
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
I like that.
And so can you.
So can you. I came up. It's really neat when we. I'm hoping you want to do some writing when we're up on retreat.
Yes,
There's
right?
a few others that are writers, and we thought maybe one
That would be
afternoon
good.
we'd do some writing
Yep.
and stuff. So anyway, when I was up there, I came up with my third book, and it's called "I Am Enlightened, and So Are You." And then you open the book up, and it just says, "And we just forgot." The end. And that was my book.
That's funny.
Because I had such a profound experience there after spending time with Michael Singer for the entire weekend. And I was in the upstairs room, and we were at the farmhouse by ourselves. And the light was just, it was kind of
Right.
the sun not quite down, but just playing in the room. And I was looking at this light, and all of a sudden I said, people wait for these moments to wake up, and they're waiting to become enlightened. And I just said, well, what if I just choose that? Like
Yes.
that I just choose that I am enlightened. And I didn't go declaring it on Facebook. I'm enlightened. I'm an
Right.
enlightened being. I've had an enlightened experience. But I became enlightened because I chose to.
Yeah.
And even Michael speaks about, you're enlightened, and then you go back to your suffering mind, and then
Yep.
you're back into your enlightened mind. And it's just a game going back and forth. And
It's great.
I guess more when you're enlightened, you're kind of in the awareness more than the suffering more, right?
Well, and
Yeah.
aware that you're suffering.
Yeah, and even aware that you're suffering. So I'm always aware that I'm suffering.
Ugh.
But I can drop the rope, which is my second book,
Right.
very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get off it. And
There used
let
to
shit
be
go.
a sentence from the sixth day, which was, I used to be different, now I'm the same. And it was all about leaving it on the mountain when you were doing the sixth day. But
Leave it on the mountain.
Leave it on the mountain. But really, I used to be different, now I'm the same. And it's
Wow.
that same kind of...
Amazing. So tell us a little bit about the Moms Workshop, and do you have your
yes.
next dates
I
yet?
do.
This is for all the mamas, the MaGoddesses.
Yes, and...
I've done this workshop as a student, and it was so liberating. Like, I forgave myself for every shitty mom thing I ever did and reclaimed myself. It was life-changing.
It is really, if I
Life-changing.
do say so myself, it is absolutely life-changing. And if there's any degree of suffering that you're having as a mom, because it's not about parenting, it's about
No.
the dynamics that you deal with as moms and having the space to tell the truth about it. And it's being sponsored or produced by my friend Fernanda, and it's on July 14th, which is a Saturday. And it'll probably be 10 to 4. We don't have the location yet, but somewhere in the Miami-ish,
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale-ish area.
Great.
Yeah.
And how can they contact you to get some more information?
They can go to my website,
Great.
which is www.beyond10.com,
Great.
or you can just send me an email, Thea@beyond10.com.
Awesome.
And
Beautiful.
there's a limited number of spaces just
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it
you
needs
keep
to
it
be.
intimate.
We need to keep it intimate. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to share it with my tribe as
Great.
well, because
Fabulous.
I wish I would have known this yesterday. Yesterday, I sent
sorry.
out a JG Diggs, and I recommended Gwen and Janet and Mike's thing. And we have
And
to
I
give a
knew it
shout out to
yesterday.
Lisa Talavera. What's
Hi,
up,
Lisa. Hey,
And
Lisa.
Gwen and all your girls
Yes,
and my girls.
that's
that
right. And Gwen,
work
great.
with you.
Yep.
So why don't you leave us with one more words of wisdom, your favorite one,
Oh, my
to close the
favorite.
show.
Okay.
The pressure.
Okay.
The pressure.
You know what? I know what it is.
It's on the
Okay.
page that flew away.
Maybe. Well, this is one I like. I don't know if
Okay.
it's my favorite. It's
Okay.
number 21.
Okay.
Your parents, none of us, my kids have a lot of parents. Your parents, none of us, are responsible for who you are. Each of us did our best. All of us screwed up, and each of us loves you more than you can possibly imagine. You are your own person, an incredible one at that. But Team Benny is here for you always, always, and no matter what.
Aw, I love that.
Right.
That's so sweet. They're
Right.
so lucky to have you as a mom.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I'm so lucky to have you as a friend.
Ditto, ditto, ditto. We've
Yay.
done such good stuff, Jen. I'm so proud of you. And I feel like I don't know, like the elder or something when I say that to you because we're such peers. But watching your journey
Yep.
is really just incredible.
Well, I'll never forget the day I sat down and I said, I want to be a coach. And you said, so start.
Right.
Yep.
And you got your first client.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amanda.
That's right.
She was.
Yep.
My girl. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for
thank you.
tuning in
So
today.
much fun, Ken. Yeah.
And I look forward to more shows with you and time with you
And everything. We have time
yeah.
together.
And
Yeah,
one
it's
other
great.
thing I got to tell people about, if anybody wants to come on my Sonoma retreat, they can go to jennifergrace.com/Sonoma for a little wine and wisdom.
Do it
in
if
August.
you can.
Yep.
Do it if you can.
All right. Bye. Peace.
Bye.